we living creatures? I understand it's easy to get lost in all the millions of different builds and videos and rune setups and items that Briar can go, because one of the blessing and curses of the champion is how versatile she is. So allow me to make it very obvious what the actual best build is, and it's PTA standard with inspiration. And it's these runes because of the fact that you can always proc PTA. You can always W1, Q, W2, get the burst damage, and then 8% extra damage is good. Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, all pretty standard. Everyone already knows them. You can swap to Legend Haste. I think there's argument that those are equal. Keep that in mind, so pick your favorite. Free boots because of the fact that that's 300 gold that you don't have to put on your first item, which is a game winner. And Cosmic Insight because if you flash on someone, you can do it again. Now for the build with Titanic Black Cleaver. But why is it, do we have a definition of what the best is in League? And I would say it comes down to 5 things. It'll be win rate being something, to say, hey, it's doing well. But not everything. Again, win rate is just a detail. It's not the whole argument, which is where people get lost. 2 would be consistent in every situation where against a full AP team, it's still good. Against full AD team, against mixed damage, everything still playable and still good. It needs to have options, right? Itemization is something that is a tough skill, and having options, and albeit good options, is very important. And then 4, it needs damage, and 5, it needs tankiness. Because Briar as a whole is a bruiser champion designed to be played that way. And playing to your own strengths can do nothing bad but give you, better situations and more consistency. So I pulled this one game for you guys to show you what it actually looks like when you 1v5 on jungle, because it might not look like what you think. A lot of you think it's, being everywhere at all times and doing everything 1v5, and a lot of times it's not. It's finding opportunities with a winning or losing team. So enjoy. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Build Titanic. Okay, let's see what this game has in store for us. So we have Lee Sin versus Nivea Top. Now, obviously, these are very uncommon champion selections in their respective roles, but generally speaking, whichever one just knows more about their champ is probably going to win that. It is easier for Nivea, but if Lee Sin gets ahead, just one-shots you on cooldown, it kind of doesn't feel that playable. And he's doing it, right? He just sunk that first Q. That's how you saw him sliding over the minimap. Being able to read the minimap, that's like half the skill of a jungler. It's not having to look at something while it happens. Now, the cool thing about mid is, right, Zoe lands a bubble, your boy probably gets a little cooked. But if she never lands a bubble, he just demolishes their whole team. So, all you have to do is pray that he gets himself through laning phase, and yeah, pretty good. And bot lane right now, again, Ezreal Karma, one of the strongest bot lanes in the game because they have such insane all-in and pick potential while not really lacking level 1 either. It's kind of like tough to find a weak point for them other than just getting, oh, an engage support got me up, so much, and now, oh my god, we can engage with them perma and kill everyone, right? So hopefully that doesn't happen. So yeah, pretty standard game. This guy is on red buff. So, right, 12 farm, red buff, so oh, if he autoed before that Q, he would get the kill because he execute. So now you have to assume that enemy team might listen to his pings. If you were Pantheon right now, you should be pinging my blue buff, or his blue buff. Because he has to try and, as you can see, not lose too much for that roam.
I love
Hey, look, that's one for 2. That's awesome, brother. So as you can see, when you start getting poked at while you're doing his camps, it's going to waste a lot of your time. It's going to let him get too close to you. So what you do is you have to leave after just getting 1. And that's a decent trade because he got nothing from topside, lost a buff, and that buff is worth double. Now then he's going to take a rage gank bot because he's falling behind. I'm going to try and match that. And I could have predicted this, and I did, but generally speaking, ganks like this don't really work that often. At least without a huge punish. 1. Aw. Spacing of that kind of sucked, but should be just fine. Standard stuff. No, he doesn't want me to push. Okay. As you can see, right, you can kind of see these plays coming because he goes down with 2 camps to do, Wolves and Gromp. He already just lost his blue buff. So obviously he's eager to get that money back. You know what I'm saying? He lost his blue buff. He needs to get everything back. Or at least he feels the need to trade it because, right, he went top, he didn't get anything. Now he's like, well, I'm super far behind. I need to get even ASAP. And the thing about comebacks is, like, the more that you want that comeback to happen, the worse you're going to go about getting it to happen. That makes sense? You know, as you get more overeager to make that happen, you're going to play worse and or just, you know, take the first situation instead of, you know, the next one that maybe has a higher chance of success. That's exactly what he did right there. So now we're super far ahead, right? We farm faster than him, we move faster than him, we do everything faster than him. So we just need to be everywhere that he can be. And or set up, you know, just better trades for us, right? So, for example, I have 35 seconds here till these Krugs. One of the best plays that you can do in a situation like this, full clear to get level 6, go to those Krugs, or those Grubs, rather. Go to those Grubs, and then ult to Dragon if he goes to do it. It's a really solid play that you have. I'm going to trust my team to bring this one home. Famous last words, you know. This is one of the times where, like, maybe you could walk to this. What I see is I see them under turret. So I don't think that's very worth it for me to come and try and make that dive better. Whatever they cook, because I'm going to gain a ton. Just, you know, doing my own play here. And if a play that your team looks for goes badly, it happens. Who cares? As long as you're doing something beneficial, you shouldn't really worry about it. Again, prioritize hitting the same one as your teammate because these grubs heal based off the damage done. More damage done to them, the more they heal. Obviously, you don't want to give too much into that. Now, these camps should be up. These camps can kind of be a bait. Going for this kill could be a little better. I'm going to wait for my team just because I see she has exhaust. And that could mean that she's trying to buy time in the 1v1 here. There you go. And that's kind of one of those things. You have to kind of, you know, you have to play the game to know what will happen, right? So, for example, oh, and he's actually falling off that dragon because he's scared of me walking down. Smart player. You know, when you play the game enough, you realize that, like, you know, waiting 10 more seconds because exhaust is going to ruin your game plan doesn't really cost you that much. We're going to go stun for stun here, it looks like. Takedown. All I did to make sure that I hit that ultimate... Actually, I have a recall. I'm going to take it. All I did to make sure I hit that ultimate is I waited till he committed left or right, right? So once he committed to right side... I deserve that. When she's walking over the crab, you know she's doing that. I was just too busy yapping, to be honest. Stream diff! But, yeah, I mean, you know, once she committed to one of the sides, you just shoot the ult because the hitbox is insanely huge. Now, that death kind of sucks. And in times like that, you know, it sucks to die that death because then you hit tab while you're dead and you realize the imminent doom that is your current team. Start caring before then. That's all it is, you know. When I decided to prioritize teaching over that death, that's on me. That's all there is to it. That's why you probably heard streamers or YouTubers talk about, like, you know, playing worse on stream or whatnot. I mean, it's just stuff like that, right? You take a, you know, it adds another variable of uncertainty of if you, you know, play the game 100%. That's why you see some of the streamers, you really need help? Really, man. He's actually very far behind, so he definitely needs help. He has Q coming up, and I have W. Nice. As this gets close to him, Red, he's obviously going to spawn. So turn that stun into another stun. He's just wasting time. Okay. Does suck. Maybe I shouldn't have let him waste so much time. The more time that he wastes is technically time that we're getting a better wave state top, so it's not that bad. It just takes time away from me and gives it to Lee Sin. It's kind of like a complex trade if you think of it that way. So yeah, stay locked 24/7. More good things will happen, less bad things will happen. Now here I just want to confirm my bot side camps before I go to an objective, right? If they're going to a side of the map, top or bot, you want to make sure there's nothing on the opposite side for them to steal. So I need to manage my time here so that I can, you know, not lose something while I gain something. Because if there's nothing bot side to trade, then you have to fight me for the thing that I'm going for. And that's going to suck for you because I'm super far ahead. Again, don't be mad about your team not showing up to a play if you, in fact, don't communicate that you're going to it. So I'm going here. As you can see, my Lee Sin understands it. He's like, hey, man, I understand how this jungling stuff works a little bit. If you want your support or your jungler to have a higher chance of doing something, you probably should help them out. Now, their team is actually more posted up on this play than we are. See the SE. Yeah, he used D on the camp. Certified E check. I can actually be here. Let's go further. Oh, just kidding, I messed up. If I hit that W, that could have been really good. Now I have to fight for the 50-50 on this. Nice. Not a 50-50 when it's me, right? Got it that time, and when it matters more. So actually, I might have just been the smartest player on Earth. Mr. Humble in the building. I messed up that W to confirm the double grub, right? To make them think that I want to live. Get the camp, because why not? He's going to do his next Q here in a sec. Nice. And again, right, neutrals are where you're at, so do as much farming as you can before them. So hit tab, see dragon in 2, so you know that you're free to farm. He looks pretty cooked, but you know what? If he does well, he does well. Oh my god, he's the one cooking. Wow, they really don't know about him. Like, sure, I could have ulted to that. It's really, like, again, I've already died once because I wasn't, like, respecting stuff. And that could have been a time there was a chance that I could have died. So, yeah, no, I'm not going to make that mistake twice. Thank you for that. I'm going to take the recall now because I think Pantheon's about to gank, and I want to make sure that if I'm going to fight bot, like you see how they're getting vision right now? That can sometimes mean that enemy team is looking for a play. So you would want to be strong for it. So I'm going to take a quick little recall here and get my second item before I ult bot here on Pantheon. Probably ulting bot here. Our farm's good though. Most of the game once I do this camp. And there's Pantheon right now. Now here's the thing, when he's standing in that bush and he sees my team start stepping up, he's going to obviously realize, like, wait a second, Briar's here. So, with the way they played it, they already knew I was here based off that. Now they could be standing there, see me walk into there, and then look for me, so I'm going to walk backwards anyway. I'm Duo! Thank you for the pride, brother! And the follow. Thank you so much. Very generous.
Logan is the goat of Briar. I've never seen anything like this before.
I think Karma needs to go and get that ward for us. More important that I don't show than she shows. And down to top so we can take this. Doing good damage to them. We could still threaten the dive here. It's assumable that Zoe's like standing here just, you know, trying to catch us lacking. Gonna Titanic these people, I think. Ready to live.
Logan
no.
is the goat of Briar. I've never seen anything like this before.
John, thanks for the follow, bro. Save him. Good try. Dude, that was shield and barrier. They don't have a lot of auto-attacking, and they do have a lot of CC, so this is obviously a Merc Treads game. If it wasn't a Merc Treads game, it would just be a Tabbies into Sterix. That's also a pretty good one. But if you go Sterix and Merc Treads, it can be pretty insane, too. Now again, this is a game with 3 losing lanes, so these are the games where you gotta try your best, man. Gotta make it work. Gotta do what you can do. Nice. Get a little greedy, get the top wave in as you are killing their jungler, of course. Get some more prio, get some more money. Make some good stuff happen. We should hard win this unless Anivia TPs. That could be one way the bad things happen to us here. Which she is. We would like to leave here because of how low we are. With Lee Sin and Ezreal being this low, fighting cannot be good. Right, if you've already gotten the objective, you don't need to win the team fight and get the objective. Sure, life would be a little bit better if every time that you got a good neutral, you also got a team fight win, of course, right? But you have to wager how realistic it is that you actually get that kill, or that team fight win. And, yeah. A little bit more to it than just wanting it bad enough, you know? I feel like I might want Sundered Sky this game. I like Sundered Sky games where they have a lot of CC and I already have Merc Treads, to where I try and heal up after they do their burst combo into me. So like the stats are already pretty good for tanking more stuff, but also it's, again, it heals for your missing health. So if you take a lot of damage in a team fight, you want to try and heal up, obviously it's a solid option. Okay. Now we're just in another team fight phase where we know that both of their TPs are down. We know that Play has it. There's 3 people looking mid each here. We just got a solo kill, so we want to actually threaten the objective here. The idea is that your top laner should start walking after he gets whatever he gets to pay for, you know, him getting that solo kill. Now she's going to look here, and I'm probably going to jump her through Rel. Luckily, Rel did that. He's going to hit the blast cone. I'm going to hit him. He didn't hit the blast cone correctly, so I'm going to miss him. But it puts me, missing him puts me to kill their mid. And their mid is their strongest player, so we should have a good team fight here. Where did Pantheon throw that Q? Did he get CC? I didn't even see. How do you go back and look? Someone asks, does Briar have AP scalings? If you're ever wondering if the champ has AP scalings, one, you can always hit the wiki, but 2, if you're in game, you can hit left shift. So if you hit left shift, you'll see more stuff pop up. If you look, that blue number with the mage fireball icon means AP scaling, or AD for the orange one. So you see 60% here, you see 240% here, and you see 120% here. So yes. If not Sundered Sky, what do you build third? Well, like I was saying, right? You'd build something else. Depends on what it is. If you want me to run through every item, I probably would refer you to one of the many millions of builds that build videos that I've put out. But real quick, I can give you Death Stance as an armor item. So against AD champions, you have stuff like Sterix, which has tenacity, so that's good for CC. You have Sundered Sky for healing up if you feel like you might get bursted a little bit. You have Bork if they have tanks. Tons of options, tons of options. This game's a little bit too close for me to be able to fully run through every single thing currently, but doing what I can for you, brother. Solid team fight stack, obviously went for it. Now our top laner did die. Our mid's gonna pick up the slack on that, but Pantheon can R to us here if he didn't already use it. And that can really mess us up because they'd pull a numbers advantage here. Us being down Lisa and them being down Zoe is obviously better. Just look at how fed they are, right? Make that decision. I can afford to smite here. Because I have 2 stacks. I'm actually going to look for something like Sterix, and in this team fight, right, I need to be tanky. The more health that you get, the more that you're going to heal, so it's pretty good. My friend, with much love, I would love to explain it to you, but alas, I'm in-game, and I can't troll my whole team just to explain itemization right now, but if you could be just ever so patient and let me get out of this game, I promise to help you out, brother. That work for you? Hopefully it does. Unfortunately, that's the only option you're given, but you know what I'm saying? About how you say it. Now they could come out of nowhere and try and attack us here. Or a team fight, just random flip engage, but they're probably going to play off Zoe bubble, so I'm going to get the wave in for more vision. Right, and now you can see that that vision is rewarded by seeing her now. We'd like to play for this. We just need prio. Again, prio is the minions being on their side. That's priority for you to walk. See a random team fight start as per these games will always have. Like, okay, we should be playing for prio, and then immediately it's like, oh, random team fight's already started, and that's it. That's how these things happen. Now Zoe's one of their most important members, obviously. So going for her would be very beneficial. But you kind of have to be careful of that dang mid turret. Again, I always buffer E into Zoe bubble. If she does the Q early, you know, if your team's pressuring her position, she might have to do the Q early and not get the full charge one. Thus meaning that you can DR some of damage reduce some of her burst, which is good. On top of the fact that, you know, it's better to be doing something than nothing, meaning, you know, heal instead of just sit there and die to the damage, right? Get it on cooldown. Unless you're for sure you'll live and then you want to save your E for later, that's up to you. You know, that's situational. Now this Otacon is destroying my resistances here. For some reason, my team hasn't came to Otacon. My Lee Sin went to Dragon to try and do that, even though that was their side's objective. So that was not very smart of us, but again, people are going to mess up every game, brother. The day that you feel the need to die under every single situation, I promise you, your mental's going to be shocked. So, hopefully for you, you don't fret over every mistake. That looks like it could be 2 people, you know, so I'm not going to walk up. This game looks like an unending despair game just because they have so much of both damage types. And I'm already pretty close to the power spike, so I think going this 4th could be really good. The thing about cheap power spikes is they're very efficient in the moment and shortly after the moment, but as everyone approaches 6 items, then cheaper power spikes can be rough. So for you Eclipse enjoyers, it might be good at certain points to swap that Eclipse out come super late game. Unless you're finding some good value versus their champs with it. And you can just tell what a cheap item is, just actually flat out based by how much the item costs, right? Eclipse is 2,900 compared to like some of these, you know, 3,200 items. You know, that can be the diff. Hopefully this red buff doesn't despawn. My bad. They go for him. We would like more people to be on the map, so I'm not going to look right now. All you need to do is kind of hold space, human ward kind of thing. Obviously, he's going to look to hard engage because he knows that my Lee Sin just recalled, so he wants to get a good fight on that timer. This could be warded since Rel was right behind him. She's actually in the wall for that, so that's huge. That's probably a team fight win if we can get a good engage. Fortunately, my E is coming up, but that Sundered Sky value's high. Get in the wall. As you can see, that was a perfect Sundered Sky value, where, you know, I take a ton of damage, but the difference of me living and not was this 1700 right there, so. If there's any time to see Sundered Sky values right there, right, you're going to take a lot of bursts. They have a ton of CC. Pantheon W is going on you, Rel's going on you every fight, the get Zoe bubbled, all of that, right? All of that makes up for a reason to go Sundered Sky, right? You know you're going to take a ton of damage, makes you tankier, and, well, gives you that good heal. So now we got mid turrets, bot turrets. They're respawning, so I'm going to fall off this, and I'm going to go straight to Baron. Make sure that you don't get caught up here. So I want Guardian Angel, right? But if you look at your money, you only have 1k, you need 1100 or 1300. Now, Pink Ward is better than a Cloth Armor or a Longsword. So, you know, it's like, how do you quantify vision? How much is vision worth to you? Now, of course, don't forget, right, these tier 3 boots are better the longer the game goes. Or, you know, it's better to get items over these boots. So, I'm prioritizing getting my component, and then once I have my component, then I need 1900, around 1900 gold to, you know, get that full item. And when I get that full item, then I'll be good. But it's easier for me to have 750 than 1900 in that circumstance, so. Now we just kind of do the thing. We do the I'm Briar, you're dead thing. We could play for End on mid-wave here, or we can go Baron. Both are fine. Looks like my team wants to go Baron here. Bashay, thanks for the prime, brother. You have to go.
Oh shit, I forgot to wipe.
And Ending did pretty good there. Sundered Sky, obviously. You know, the coolest thing about Briar's build is that, like, you get a lot of healing through items and kit, so it's probably really tough for some, you know, players that aren't, you know, really deep into the game to figure out, like, if they can or can't take a fight. And for a good reason. You have to see so much healing behind the, you know, behind the kit happening to make better informed decisions. You have to know roughly how much, you know, Sundered Sky is going to heal you for when you step up into those 1v4s. Like, I know you guys want this crab. I too want this crab, though. Okay, right here, I don't need to use E on that one. Completely fine. Pray for Titanic value here. When you're about to get CC'd by one, obviously, hop it into bed. It's a Penta? Oh, would have been. Good try. Bean Dash, thanks for the 40 months, brother. You took my Penta. Now again, your bot lane right now is 2 and 8. Your mid's 3 and 7, and your top lane 6 and 6. Craziness. Briar diff. Obviously, if you can get your final item, that's good, but it sometimes is worth to get that extra 500 if possible. Just to get the elixir too, to be like, if I'm gonna have max everything, I want max everything. Now, unfortunately, there's no more money on this side, so it is what it is. But something to consider when you're going late game, because the difference of elixir is actually pretty huge, man. It's 30 AD. Think about it, right? This is 10 AD, so that's 1,050 worth of gold, right? And it's allowed to be that overstatic because it's limited time, right? You gotta do something with it. The way Baron, me farming is not that good. But I'm really trying to get level 18 and elixir to make sure that I can carry next fight, because in this circumstance I'm very, very strong. I need to be able to carry this next fight. And what do these things do, right? 300 health, tenacity, and increased size and movement speed from people behind me. I don't need any more tenacity. I have merch shreds. AD is good. Physical vamp, obviously very good on Briar. That's lifesteal, for other words. Omni-vamp, if you're wondering what that is, that's spell vamp and physical vamp put in one. So spell vamp is when your spells heal you, and physical vamp is when you physically attack. In game. Oh man. What's Anivia cooking right there? I'm in another one of those 1v3 things. I'm just gonna send it. Flash some of their damage there. Try and dodge something. I have GA this whole time, so I'm kind of chilling. Look at this little icon to tell when to use my spell. Blinks actually do beat you there. Oh shoot, sorry. Oh shoot, I'm still under turret. No! Way too much of this champ to lose this game. Sorry about it, guys. And again, like, you know, it's easy to be happy when you carry a game, but remember the deaths, right? I died here for free because I was yapping, right? That's not what you want. You shouldn't be, like, you should be happy that you got the win. You don't be proud that you won this game and forget all the things that you messed up. Of course, even on your best games, there's still stuff to learn. Nice. First game on, too. I don't even have, like, my streamer high energy right now. I'm just playing the game. Playing the game. I drank my caffeine before my energy drink before the gym. So now I don't have it for my stream, and I feel like a different person. Damage good. Damage taken, obviously. Briar. The Briar way. Both are best. There you go. Insane runes. GG. Nice.